Between and beyond, and welcome to another life-changing episode of Hook Cooks. I am Mitch, your extramarital monster chef on the side. Don't worry, your spouse will never find out, nor would they presumably care. Tonight in the kitchen of creativity, we're doing a degustation platter for the senses. Mostly auditory, actually, but by Jove, after 16 tiny improvised courses, your ears, they do start to feel full.
My name is Tishbot. Tonight I will be playing the role of Jack. Does that mean that I have a marital monster chef?
I can't speak for you.
I am your honor critter, Connor. Chaps, as you know, I've always been the tree-hugging type, but in an effort to commune more closely with nature, I've been making that moniker literal and giving these trees a squeeze. Turns out they're more into a firm handshake. More formal than I thought. Time to roll up our sleeves for another shift here in the Hook Cook kitchen. I am excited, as always I am, to take a pre-prepared prompt from our producer Vinny and turn that into a bewitching, beguiling, and bedazzled radio play segment that we call the Plate Up. If you'd like to submit your own prompt in for hookery and or cookery, you can shoot that through to cooksofhooks@gmail.com or reach out to us across the socials with @hook_cooks. Speaking of that prompt, chefs/BFFs, let's get cooking. What are we working with, Mitch?
The prompt today is Spice Heist.
Oh, Spice Heist!
Spice Heist.
Well, around the hallowed halls of the Hook Cooks, we love ourselves a heist.
Yeah.
Yep.
A sweet heist. A salty heist.
The real thing we're going to have to try and steal today here is a plot that isn't too heavily a heist. I feel like.
Okay, so you think that the great aim here will be to buck the cosmic trend and to push against the borders of our pen here?
Well,
I mean, I think
let's think about it. Let's think about it before we do it.
I certainly cannot confess to having some great non-heist related ideas off the top of my dome. But, I mean, hey, we're the Hook Cooks, right?
That's true.
Yeah.
A statement that cannot be refuted. Here at the top, I'd like to hear your very first thoughts, your very worst thoughts. Please, your best before yesterday's. Mitch, what do you have that might not meet muster?
Okay. We're pretty deep on this one, so enjoy the ride.
Mm-hmm.
It begins with a history lesson. Developed and published by Sony Computer Entertainment, Spice World was released in 1998 to something pretty far from critical acclaim. While it sold 75,000 copies, critics described the animated dance game as barely watchable and neither clear nor exciting. On the plus side, the Wikipedia article for this game does feature one of my favorite sentences ever. Throughout the game, the player is instructed by a disco king on what to do. Now, after 25 long years, the Disco King has fallen, and the crown jewels have gone missing. Only one girl pop group has the talents necessary to steal them back, while at the same time performing the greatest reunion concert ever. The fate of the disco monarchy is in your hands. Kids, tell your parents what you want, what you really, really want. Coming this fall to PlayStation, it's Spice Heist.
Man, we totally had a copy of this game.
Really?
Yeah.
What?
I remember this game.
What?
Full on remember this game. We had a copy of Spice World. 100%.
So, I mean, I didn't realize that there was a Spice Girls game, and that was what my best before yesterday was going to be. And then I looked it up, and I was like, "Oh my god, this is the thing!"
Well, it's like Spice World was the movie, right? And then they made
What?
You guys didn't have older sisters, I guess.
Didn't have older sisters. Had an older brother. I heard a lot of Rammstein through the wall.
Yeah, there you go. Well, there's a Spice World movie, and then there was this game, which, yes, was bad. For sure. I remember it being very bad. Yes.
Well, I mean, what a journey. What a journey. I feel like the odd Spice Girl out, the fifth Spice Wheel, because I had no memory of the film, nor the game, nor have I looked at the Spicepedia article.
You haven't missed much.
But I mean, I've learned so much. So am I not the true winner here? Jack, do you have something that reaches into kind of the memories of Mitch's growing up, or do you have something that is just to be binned, a sin to be disposed of?
Yeah, more on the sin end of things. Here we go. Spice Heist. No, you don't understand, cried Earth 727's version of Elon Musk as the officer handcuffed him and shoved him in the back of a police car. I'm from a different universe where everyone is dyslexic. It's Space Hoist! Space Hoist! I invented an orbital lift!
Oh no! What the fuck was that? I don't know what to say.
Okay. Poor Tesla. Another crime inflicted against pure, innocent, dyslexic Tesla. Well, some powerful best before yesterday work there. I am interested to see how you elevate your game for the meat and potatoes. All right, meat and potatoes, what have you got for me, Mitch?
Spice Heist. The chicken sandwich wars grow bloody. The Colonel's military dictatorship has done its best to destroy all competition, forcing an uneasy alliance between the others. The enemy of their enemy is their friend, at least until the dust settles. You are part of an elite squadron of fast-serve food workers assembled from across the globe with a secret mission to sneak into the vault of the Louisville, Kentucky Fried Chicken headquarters and steal the recipe for the secret herbs and spices. It is a deadly mission, but one which may just see peace in your time.
A mouth-watering meat and potatoes delivery there. Spicy in all the 11 secret preferred ways.
Yeah, the Colonel's had it good too long.
I know. Yeah, it's and the wars, man.
It's also, shouldn't he be a general by now?
You'd think they'd get a promo.
He's done great work.
Yeah.
I love it. I love the idea of the chicken sandwich was escalating to the point of requiring tactical espionage, agents swooping in to clean the coop. Jack, how do you feel about this deep fried delivery?
Yeah, no, I like it. I like fried chicken, and I will like whatever we come up with in the universe of fried chicken.
Very
Seems like
simple.
a win-win for me.
Very simple, man. I like
go
fried
wrong.
chicken, and if we're talking about fried chicken for the next 45, that sounds pretty good to me.
Pretty happy.
Crunchy?
I'm going to get hungry. We'll deal with that as it comes.
All right. Well, with that delicious delivery given to us, Jack, would you like to step up to the plate with your meat and potatoes?
Sure would. Here we go. Spice Heist. But, Pappy, why do I have to go into the bunker? Surely I'd be better off in the storeroom. Pappy took a long drag on the clove cigarette hanging loosely from his bottom lip, staring out at the three moons sitting on the horizon before answering his beloved grandson. It's the safest place for you, Jeb. We got it good here on Epsilon 14. The soil is rich and the air is sweet. The standard day here runs for a full Earth year, and all that sunlight makes our spice crop grow up big and strong. The problem is the locals. Them bugs have a taste for nutmeg like you wouldn't believe, and when night falls, they'll do whatever they can to find their way into our stores. Pappy turns to his grandson, a frown on his face as he considers him more closely. But surely you would know that, Jeb. You've lived here how long, is it? A silence stretches between the two of them. Suddenly, Jeb runs for the door of the storeroom. Pappy reaches for his hip in one smooth motion, drawing his laser shooter and clipping Jeb in the shoulder. As soon as the bolt strikes him, Jeb transforms from a young boy into a huge locust-like creature. The bug glares back at Pappy, its mouth contorted into a furious snarl.
We will find our way into your stores, human. You can trust no one. When night falls, the spice heist begins.
Jeb takes another drag on his clove, walks up to the bug, bleeding green goop onto his floor, and places a boot on its carapace shoulder. He breathes a lungful of smoke directly into its face and pulls his laser shooter's trigger, a glint in his eye. Counting on it, son. So I want to do like a reverse heist. Someone's trying to heist you, and you've got to stop them.
Fucking
That's awesome.
gripping.
That was great, man.
That was really good. That was great. I was sucked in. I love this like the thing energy of like you don't know who to trust.
Who to trust. They've been like infiltrating you throughout the summer. And so you've got to sort of weed out who are the locusts.
I love it.
I think it's going to be like we would need to apply structure to it.
Yeah, you've got a moment in a story.
Yeah, I don't know what the like through line is like what is driving him, Pappy, beyond like trying to weed out each of the people. Like,
I want to include some of the KFC though.
Yeah.
Could the locusts be like maniacal chickens that were being grown on a nearby farm to satisfy the Colonel's ever growing chicken lust?
What if you're growing
the 11 herbs and spices.
Spices.
And maybe it's just it's one genetically engineered spice called 11 herbs and spices to throw them off the scent.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Go and get me a bushel of 11.
You're growing the 11.
Yeah.
And maybe you find out that like competing chicken sandwich
shops.
brands have like funded the locusts in some way,
Or hired them.
or like normally you can just get through it, like you get through the nighttime and it's fine. But this time there's like something specific because they've figured out that you're the distributor
source
of the 11. They're trying to steal it.
Sure. Yeah.
Short.
That's
simple.
fair. That's fine. That's easy. And
Yeah.
for no real reason other than I think it's funny, the spiced chicken like permits space travel, so that there's a tiny little June reference in there.
I'm fine with it. I mean, I'm fine with it.
Yeah, sure.
The spice must flow.
So, hundreds of years in the future, KFC is continuing to pump out its delicious chicken. Pay us. KFC, pay us. They're pumping out their delicious chicken. Eventually, some scientist eating the delicious chicken, yum, 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 yum. Oh no, it's fallen into the space petri dish, and then suddenly realizes, oh, this shit is the 11 secret herbs and spices are the missing ingredients for faster than light travel.
Yes.
So
Classic.
But the Colonel's still not going to tell him what it is.
No.
Right?
Yeah.
Because it's a secret.
So
secret.
You
can't figure it out.
The element needed for faster than light travel is a secret that is now harbored by the KSC Corporation, which immediately completely changes Earth politics and dynamics and power structure. Yeah, they KFC immediately become a corporation that essentially rules the world. Yeah. They are
the world as well. The
most powerful company in the fucking galaxy. Yes. All right, so
Kentucky Fried Chicken.
Kentucky Fried Universe.
Yeah, and so you're on Epsilon
KFCU.
14, which has been renamed Kentucky 12.
Yeah, it's Kentucky 14, and you grow 11. I liked Epsilon 14. I want to keep that in. It's now called Kentucky 14, and you're growing 11.
Yeah.
But you're just a salt of the earth, humble 11 farmer. You've been keeping this secret for generations and decades. You're not a villain or anything, I think.
You've got to get the shipment out.
You've got... Okay, so it's actually... That's why they're attacking now, right? Because it's harvested and
it's all harvested. Yes. It's all ready to go. You've got to get it out off planet. I think we've got to... If we want to be pro KFC in this, we've got to soften the idea that KFC are like some sort of like oligarchical horror organization.
You're right. Emergency brake. All right. If we pivot this with a handbrake turn, Fast and Furious style, what if we do the big shipment's about to go off? These attackers come in. They're all masked, right? And you start off by defending them. Pappy. Pappy's there, being like sinister and southern.
Yeah.
Eventually you get with one of the like rebels and you're in a situation where you form a friendship and they take off a mask. It's a chicken.
Yeah, awesome. I love
Boom. It's a chicken. And you're like, damn.
Genetically engineered for more meat.
It's like the only food that people eat anymore is KFC. And he's like from a completely oppressed, genetically engineered peoples. And then immediately you're like, oh, fuck.
Yeah.
We got told that it was produced in cubes. No, it's not cubes. It's dudes.
Yeah, I think that is good because there is like a lot of this story that I think is leaning sort of.
All right, yeah,
it's a lot of like invading places.
Specifically,
and, like,
KFC is
like ethically dubious.
It's just like a southern kernel,
the like southern plantation owning kernel.
All right,
like
all right, you're right. Okay,
not.
All right, so. I love this. The fact that you've put all the spice in one place has really helped me with the heist element. So it's the big spice shipment. It's for an important whatever. We'll figure it out. The raiders attacking turn out to be chickens. Mm-hmm. Awesome. I love that.
That's great. I really like that.
This helps because, again, Pappy did give a kind of sinister vibe. You know, he's got that accent.
Really, one of those accents.
Okay, cool. All right. I've got the major pieces. These things have fallen into place.
Yeah.
Let's go from kind of the start through to the end and get a basic picture.
Yeah.
Pappy, you're there with Pappy. You're a new hand. Shit goes down.
What's that first assault look like? Do we think like
all right,
if we're going to go through this? Like, are we going to go through it or
no? I hear you. Okay, so you've got like habitat kind of biome situation, right?
Yeah.
Do you want them like crashing in through the top? Do you want them like?
Yeah, I like that. Like breaking in, and you've got like the rappel lines down.
Wait, what if it's okay? So let's think about the perspective of these chickens, right?
Yeah.
Instead of doing like espionage shit, can we do like a hard focus on desperation? So they don't like get a Catwoman glove and cut a circle in and rappel down. They crash a star freight in.
Yeah, okay.
Sure. They're going big.
They don't have subtlety. They have the element of surprise. That's all they have. Yeah. So, and that's why Pappy's like, holy shit, this one's big. We're normally able to repel them. So I'm going to have to hit the big red button and call the
colonel.
The colonel.
Augmentically enhanced.
Oh, he's like the emperor from 40K. He's like, he's all like wires and tubes in a chair. Me, oh my, what do we have here? Okay, cool. So they crash a huge ship in, right? Pappy, like at the start of the story, the listener is just sweeping, doing farm stuff. Wow, it's a big shipment. We finally got it all loaded up. And Pappy's like, be careful. This is a time that they really come out the weeds, Mm-hmm. And then screaming out of space to Kentucky 14 comes a huge spaceship that's been commandeered. Let's say it was like stolen. It crashes in. He's like, this is a big one. He hits a big button, guns. He calls the colonel. Let's say like end of first act or start of second act would be the reveal. And then the story would be trying to help them get away with it.
Yeah, okay.
So maybe what's happened is like you're in the back of the spice truck fighting it out with this chicken who's jumped in as you've taken off. Pappy's driving the space truck to get it out away from.
Okay, that's good, right? Okay, so so you see one lone like terrorist, as you see it at this point, jump into the truck, and you're like, I've got to stop him. Pappy doesn't know he's there. right?
Yeah.
And the truck is like a train of freight containers and guards and stuff, right?
Yeah.
You jump on, you have a tussle and the mask falls off. And then they say they're due and you like sit down and you're like, oh shit, I guess I didn't really think about it. It's like, look, you have one moment to help me. And this is where you twist. And then it's like you have to fight your way to the front of the thing.
Train. Yeah,
and then
cool.
the final fight is against Pappy.
Yeah. Yeah, that's
cool.
really cool. I like, the movement from the farm onto the train, and then you have that like pivotal moment of like fighting hand to hand in the back of the train. I think maybe we could do something like I don't particularly love the idea that it's just like you realize and that's it. What if, to your point before, like a big part of why people are okay with KFC is that they have been telling people that all their meat is like
lab grown or synthetic or something.
Yeah.
Synthetic meat.
Yeah.
And
so you like rip this like genetically modified chicken's like mask off and you're like, what the fuck? Like,
and then it's like, don't eat me.
It's like, and you have that moment of realization of like
lab grown / synthetic does not mean not formed into humanoid chickens.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's like they're lying when they say that they're lab grown synthetic chicken meat. It's not the whole truth.
By giving it sentience, it self-stimulates the meat.
Yeah. Makes it taste better if it has a soul.
Yeah.
We all know that.
That's the 11th herb and or spice. is a soul.
So what you're growing is actually called 10.
Well, yeah, but like you think it's called 11. That's the last secret.
It's the 12th secret spice.
Exactly.
Oh, yes.
The 12th spice is silent.
Yeah, I like that. I think there just needs to be something like earth-shattering in that moment.
Completely.
In order for you to break allegiance.
I agree.
There has to be something in your paradigm that completely shifts. It can't just be...
There's a chicken.
Yeah, maybe like Pappy has like a secret underground... Like maybe there's an early part
altar
in
to the kernel.
thing. No, like Pappy grows the chicken underground as well. And there's like
oh my god! So they all know Pappy.
They all know Pappy.
They haven't come from somewhere.
Escaped.
They've come from the center of Kentucky 14.
Well, they've escaped. They crashed the ship in. But these are all escapees of.
So they've come back to try and A, heist the spices, and B, free their
free their comrades.
Their comrades.
Oh my god! So it's whoa. Okay, so it's a heist. So they come in and they're like, we're here to stop the spice shipment. They'd be happy to blow it up, I'm sure, right?
Yeah.
Because they're not like looking to compete with it, but they're trying to like take it. But
they need like the code for the
need
lab.
Pappy.
They need Pappy. Yeah,
They need Pappy's
Pappy.
hand or something to unlock the door.
He's like, they need his eyes or whatever, right? They need him.
Yeah.
You know, it's like it doesn't work if it's not him. You know, he's got it measured to thumbprint, tongue print, and eyes. And I'm not cutting those out. We're just taking him.
Yeah. Can it be? It has to be. If you're on a train moving away from this location, it has to be something that you can get. Like the moment of like you get to Pappy and then
what if it's on a transport rail to on the planet Kentucky 14, a farm planet with lots of scenic farm growing and shit going on.
Yeah.
It's like, and you are making your way to the FTL launch pad.
Yeah.
Right? So you're on your way to the thing that's going to take this off planet. And you are fighting to stop it from reaching that thing.
So you want to get to the front, stop it, turn it around. Well, not turn around, but like
stab him in the neck with a DNA sequencer or something.
That's what I mean. Like I'm all for that, but like if the climax of the thing is you get to Pappy, then we need to have something like some sort of MacGuffin that can happen when you're there that that
so maybe it's like a
the chickens
vocal
have been trained.
a vocal activation code or something that
and
you can
they've got
record.
like chickens back at the farm.
Yeah, make
and
it
they,
like
hold the code
a
up and-
DNA sequencing like knife. Like you have to stab Pappy, and it'll be like ding, and then send that to the chickens that are like at the door. Right, they are ready to release the chickens. Like Pappy's trying to like everything's going to shit at this point. Pappy's running away from a burning farm.
Yeah. What if it's just like you stab him in the chest and it goes ding, and then like you see like all around you in these like all these fields around you like metal doors and stuff slide back and like just chickens
Holy
like take off out of
shit. The whole planet.
the whole like planet.
The
is,
whole planet
like,
has
under-
been Kentucky.
it's like-
the whole of Kentucky 14 is a fucking
It's
chicken
like
farm.
a chicken farm with
and
like
Pappy is
spices on
like
top.
250 years old and the son of the colonel.
yeah.
Yes.
Amazing.
So you
Awesome.
have that like super dramatic moment of like,
And you
I'm
think
gonna
it's just
stab
going to be
this,
like a
other
diddly ding
figure.
and you're going to get it through the walkie-talkie. And instead, through the windows, you see like just the skies darken with like humanoid chickens that begin to rise up. Oh my God, the fucking... how's the planet going to support them?
And then we cut to like the original colonel like in his like throne, like, and you set up the sequel. Like, you've now got an army.
All right, this deep fried entry needs to be supported by a little greenery. I think it's time for us to get the side salad in here.
Yeah.
Jack,
Let's work a side salad in here. Yeah, so side salad part of the show. My mom has prepared a series of additional prompts for us to consider in reference to what we've already come up with tonight. I'm going to spin a wheel and we're going to see what we add into our meal.
Bling.
Okay, that's an interesting one.
Uh-oh.
It's the last bee dies and it all goes wrong.
good. No, this is fine. This is fine.
Yeah, I think this can work, definitely. What if it was something around they're like this crop is like serviced by synthetic bees.
Hmm.
And part of your goal is to like turn off these bees or like shut them down. They're like robo bees.
I like the like drone bees. Let's say that the farm is serviced by drone bees. Maybe this first sign of the attack is that you notice that these bees are kind of just dropping dead to the ground.
Yeah, okay.
Right? And the last bee dies, and that's when the ship attacks. That's when everything goes to hell.
Yeah.
I want to think about how the the chickens kill off the bees, because I feel like that can't just be a thing that happens by coincidence. If we're
Sure. Maybe the ship they crash is B1, and it's the like hovering like command station for the bees, because it's a whole planet. Remember, we have a whole planet of farmland and chicken caging that we have constructed. It's a planet's worth of digital bees. So it's like a B1 is a massive platform that like helps organize the agricultural like pollination of the 11.
okay,
right?
yep.
And you notice the bees die and you tell Pappy, and he's like, uh-oh, something right.
Something's gone wrong with B1, and then you try and radio B1, which coordinates and organizes the bees. It's like, and then they've hijacked it.
We can use this as the construction for like the inciting event, right?
Yes,
Like,
exactly. The last
it's
bee dies.
where
Like
you kick
B1 is the last bee in this, which is a huge ship that crashes in and is the fiery, explosive, pulpy action moment. The Hindenburg.
Like you see all these bees drop. You run, find Pappy. He's standing in front of this like big, like metal door that we later learn is like where all the chickens are,
and he's trying to radio B1.
Yeah, you can like have
B-Force One, come in. B-Force One.
I've never like seen what's behind that door. I've always been really interested. So you can see that, and then you like look outside, and there you see like this massive like sort of bee
At
ship.
first, you think it's another bee, but then you realize
It's very far away.
very far
and getting
away.
Very close, very quickly.
Bigger and bigger.
Okay, I really like that. And in my head, just because it's kind of pulpy, the bee one looks kind of like one of the digital bees, just like whale-ified.
Yeah.
Awesome. B1 crashes into the habitat. Inciting event. All right. Well, we've got like some good through threads here. We've polished it out and added a little bit of depth with the side salad. I think we need to pick a scene to flesh out for the plate up. Do we have any early contenders?
I mean, like the bees dropping dead and then B1 smashing in. I also love the reveal of the chickens. I also love the very end opening it and then cutting to the Colonel on his great chicken throne. Like, there's so much good stuff here. It's really hard to, like, those scenes are all awesome and I love them all.
We have a smorgasbord in front of us, gentlemen. Many good scenes. Jack, do you have a sense of which scene is best?
Well, those are the three that I like a lot. I think that it is always good to start at the start because you get all of that like easy exposition in. But man, the like chicken reveal is, and also like being on the train.
Yeah,
Is
getting to Pappy and confronting him for the first time.
Yeah. I don't know.
There's a lot of good moments.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think I'd probably say if I had to pick it, I'd go the confrontation with Pappy. Like we often try and steer away from a climax, but I think that just combines a lot of
this time
good stuff here.
The reason that I think that you're onto something here, Mitch, it gives us a chicken character. It gives us Pappy. It gives us the train. It gives us the Emperor. And it gives us the
Colonel, the
chickens escaping. It gives us like so many of the big and interesting moments. And I think because it's a resolution to certain things, we may be able to like bake in the exposition in revealing things, you know, and not get too belabored, although it is going to require some work. All right. Okay. Look, I'm sold. Are we happy to do Colonel on his throne, the climax?
Yeah. Let's do it.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Cock-a-doodle-doo. Let's head on through to the plate up.
Kentucky is the place I long to be.
Soon I'll be going where the soft breeze is blowing in Kentucky. Things will be blooming when I roam where there's room in old Kentucky. Where the sky is blue and the grass is too, and the sun.
The freight hauler moves at Mach 2. An entire shipment's worth of spice-laden container vaults trailing behind. Mag-locked to the hyperrail. Pappy, a man you'd once thought of nothing but a land-owning, rocking-chair-rocking gentleman, now plays conductor. He races to load a year's worth of the sacred herb spice 11 before your new mission can be fulfilled. You'd spent your life serving Pappy here on Kentucky 14, a diligent farmhand in the KFCU's Central Spice Farm. You used to take pride in growing 11, until you learned that the sacred spice was sprinkled not on a normo-synthetic meat cubes, but instead upon factory-farmed chicken folk. Thinking of the Colonel, once the most finger-licking in your regard, boils your blood, fries it. You'd boarded the train in an attempt to stop terrorists from spoiling this year's spice delivery. But once you'd tumbled with one of their commandos and removed their mask, you learned the truth, and it wasn't mild. It was extra spicy. Now you work your way forward with your clucking comrade, one ex-spice farmer and one chicken freedom fighter, whose name you now know, Shelley. Side by side, you hustle, from freight vaults to security carriage to freight vault, taking down the Colonel's cabal as you continue forward to Pappy.
You enter the driver's car. Pappy stands by the wheel, back turned to you, gazing out the window toward the FTL launch pad in the distance.
Been waiting for you, son.
He turns and, noticing Shelley, sneers down his nose at your avian friend.
Would you mind excusing your partner here, son? I think this conversation would be best held in more civilized company.
Shelley bristles, and you place a hand out, placating your friend. The bird stays, Pappy. Pappy sighs and turns his back to you once more.
Fine. Do as you like, boy. I suppose I am at your mercy, after all.
He pulls a clove cigarette from his breast pocket, lights it, and takes a deep drag.
I took you in, boy. I took you in from the cold and gave you a job. I never asked you for nothing but your loyalty.
There's another pause. How many birds are under the planet, Pappy? You see him tense slightly, but he recovers and continues on as if he didn't hear you.
But as soon as things became inconvenient, that loyalty turned straight to mashing gravy, didn't it?
You see K-14's 3 moons hanging on the horizon out the window, the sky awash in deep purples and reds. How many birds, Pappy? He stubs out the clove and flicks it through the window of the car.
Pathetic child.
You charge him, gene knife in hand, but as soon as you move, he spins. You hear the hum of his laser shooter, feel the shot brush past your ribs, and collide into him. You bring the knife up, but he kicks it from your hand. It spins across the car, and Pappy is on top of you. Eyes manic, hair flying in the wind howling through the window. He brings his shooter up between your eyes. You tense, but the shot never comes. You feel weight collapse onto you, and you shrug Pappy off. He's dead. Shelley stands over him, a beeping gene knife transmitting Pappy's code to every cell block on the planet. For a moment, everything is still. Then you hear a rustling noise over the wind. You peer out the window, and suddenly, all around the train, birds burst out of metal hatches in the ground. Tens, hundreds, thousands, flocking upwards, waves and waves of birds finally set free, spiraling and looping in the sunset sky, all watched over by 3 moons.
Bowels of Kentucky once Earth, 1,000 steaming pressure cookers chime, 1,000 grease-burnt teenagers in red shirts slave over them. The used oil bubbles and hisses, flowing between the cookers in a grim tangle of tubes which lead down this endless hallway to a throne. Upon that crimson throne a being sits, more machine than man, sustained by the grease and fatty juices of countless spiced chicken folk. His suit starched white. He would look grandfatherly if he were not hundreds of years past a mortal lifespan. Behind his glasses, his eyes are cold, black orbs.
Colonel, sir!
The squeaking voice of a 15-year-old on minimum wage cuts through the noise.
We've lost contact with Kentucky 14. We've tried reaching your son, but...
The squeak hesitates under that terrible gaze.
His vital trackers have gone offline.
The colonel lifts an aged finger. He dips it into a small bowl of purified 11 before raising it to his cracked, dry lips. The squeaking teen averts their eyes as the colonel completes the ritual. The ancient body shudders and gasps as the spice floods his system with energy and flavor.
Arm the Zinger Battalion with their hardest and spiciest of sauces, and prepare a squadron of wicked wings to spice swap immediately.
The colonel rubs a second finger of spice across his bloody gums. He grins, slowly, terrified. As the oil tubes feeding his body flow and hiss, he rises. He silences the teen's protesting squeak with a glare of cold, spiced iron.
I've won every chicken war I've ever fought in, child. Bring me my apron.
You take a K and a E, a N and a T, a U and a C-K-Y. That spells Kentucky, but it means paradise.
KFC isn't famously litigious, right?
I don't think so. I suppose we'll find out.
I think this is fair use. I don't think anyone could use this as a replacement for KFC.
We've just unveiled how the 11 secret herbs and spices, how they're grown.
That's true. That's true. Actually, we have blown up their spot. Here's one crop.
If they sue us, they admit the truth.
Oh,
yeah. We'll take them all down.
Honestly, I think if KFC sued us, it'd be great PR. Couple goofy guys talk about the colonel. Oh, I gotta tell you, I was taken away there, transported into a different world, spice warped, as if you will, to high concept sci-fi fantasy land of spiced imagination.
Very high concept, I think. Yes,
fry concept, even. I really enjoyed that one. Thank you guys for blessing me with your chicken.
Is that the end of the sentence? Thank you for blessing me with your chicken.
The show just cuts to a hard stop.
Blessing me with your chicken.
Cut to black.
What more do
I'm
you
so
do?
hungry.
I am also extremely hungry. It's made me hungry for chicken. Yeah. KFC, if you would like to message us, you can hit us up at hooks@gmail.com for the sponsorship deal that I know will be heading our way. We will need to call it a shift here in the Hook Cook Kitchen. If you have a prompt that you would like to send through to us and have us turn it into an episode, just like, what was it? Spice Heist? You can shoot that through to cooksofhooks@gmail.com or use @hook_cooks for the socials.
That's right. Yes. If you enjoyed listening to this episode as much as we enjoyed recording it, why not share the love? Those people who listen to stuff on public transport without headphones on so everyone knows what they're listening to? Yeah, don't do that. There is such a thing as bad publicity, but just laugh really loud until someone asks if you're okay, and then tell them about this great podcast.
I think you have a fundamental misunderstanding of what a call to action is.
No, that's a good call to action.
I think I know exactly what a good call to action is.
It's actionable. People will immediately do exactly as Mitch has said. They will action that.
Yeah.
I like it. I feel like a tale is being woven. It's a great campaign. Mitch, you have a great marketing mind. Don't listen to Jack. Thank you to Holizna for our opening theme, Sailing Away. And, of course, thank you to Jack's mum for the side salad.
Thanks, Mum.
Thanks, Jack's mum.
Thanks, Jack's mum. I've been Connor, your larder critter.
I'm Dishbot, playing the role of Jack.
And I am Mitch, your lovely monster chef. Thank you so much for joining us. Oh, we're happy, boys.
Yeah, chef.
grim darkness of the far future, there is only chicken.